California is now the fourth largest economy in the world, but the Trump administration is putting all of that at risk.
Oh, that's gonna hurt!
While most Fox hosts are getting hired to, some of the highest positions in the land, others are calling out the president, much to his disdain. Last week it was Karl Rove, once an advisor to George W. Bush.
Two things, he's having success. The others, it's sort of incomplete. We're inflation. The president is, saying gas is $1.90. I just filled up my tank. It ain't $1.90, and we do not have inflation tapped down to 2%.
What happens when the network that practically carried Trump to the White House starts airing ads critical of his policies? Total meltdown. That's what. Trump's weekend rage fest after Fox aired Gavin Newsom's tariff takedown shows just how quickly he turns on his allies. Ever wonder why Trump can't handle even mild criticism from Fox? The network that once treated him like a golden child is now occasionally showing both sides. And apparently, that's enough to make him explode. The real question is, what does this tell us about how he'd handle actual presidential pressure? So what exactly was in this ad that made Trump lose his marbles? Let's break it down. Fox News, Trump's longtime media cheerleader, basically his TV BFF, aired an ad starring California Governor Gavin Newsom. The handsome guy with the perfect hair who Trump absolutely hates. That's like your best friend inviting your worst enemy to your birthday party. Major betrayal. This wasn't just any Democrat getting airtime on Trump's favorite channel. Newsom went straight for Trump's economic baby, his precious tariffs. It's like someone told Trump his comb-over looks silly, he just can't handle it. The ad warned regular Americans that Trump's tariff plan would create empty shelves during back-to-school shopping and Christmas. Nothing makes voters angrier than not being able to buy their kids that hot new toy or those trendy sneakers.
We run the risk of having to jump up at least in a one-time way if these tariffs are put in place. And there's a lot of concern about the economy. The president's ratings on the handling of the economy and if tariffs are in the 30s, and his overall approval now is in the mid to low 40s, and that's not a good place to be 100 days in. Plenty of time to turn that around, but he's got to be focused on those two things I think that people wanted, which was a strong and prosperous economy and inflation being wiped out.
Newsom basically told viewers their wallets would get lighter while their shopping carts would get empty. The visual backdrop was pretty genius too. Newsom stood at the port of Oakland with massive shipping containers behind him. You could practically see the supply chain grinding to a halt. It was like saying, see all these products you want? Well, Trump's gonna make sure they sit here instead of making it to your local Walmart. Talk about hitting Americans where it hurts, right in their consumer hearts. But here's the real knife twist. This ad didn't just run on any Fox show. It ran on Fox and Friends, the morning show Trump used to call into so often they probably had a special Trump hotline. This is the show he'd watch while sitting on his golden toilet, tweeting about whatever made him angry that day. For Trump, seeing Newsom trash his tariffs on his favorite morning program must have felt like walking in on your spouse cheating with your neighbor. We've been seeing Fox slowly back away from being the Trump fan club for a while now. First, they had those debate moderators who actually fact-checked him. Then they started showing polls where Harris was ahead. And now they're taking money to air ads that call his economic plans garbage. It's like watching a slow-motion divorce where one partner keeps taking off their wedding ring in public. This isn't just any network criticizing Trump. Fox News is the network he practically built into what it is today. Trump gave Fox exclusive interviews for years. He made their ratings soar. He plugged them constantly. He hired and fired people based on what Fox hosts said about them. Without Trump, Fox might still be that weird news channel your conspiracy theory uncle watches. With Trump, they became a political powerhouse. And now they're stabbing him in the back for a few bucks from Governor Slickhair. So why would Fox air this ad that they knew would send their golden goose into orbit? Simple. Cash money talks louder than loyalty. Fox took Newsom's advertising dollars even though it meant Trump would throw a tantrum. Their business model is changing right before our eyes. They're not Trump TV anymore. They're whoever pays us TV. Fox executives probably did the math and figured Trump's rage tweets were worth less than Newsom's ad dollars. The whole situation exposes something pretty funny about Trump and Fox's relationship. For years, Trump thought Fox was loyal to him personally, like a media version of those yes men he surrounds himself. But Fox was never loyal to Trump. They were loyal to ratings and money. Now that they can make money criticizing him sometimes, they're overdoing it, and Trump can't handle that his TV friends might actually be fair weather friends. It's a bit like finding out Santa isn't real. Trump thought Fox loved him unconditionally, but it turns out they just loved what he could do for them. Now that other options are on the table, Fox is playing the field, and Trump, being Trump, didn't respond with dignity or understanding. No, he responded exactly how you'd expect, with a total meltdown that would make a toddler in the candy aisle look reasonable. Let's see exactly how the orange former president handled this perceived betrayal from his media allies. When Trump saw his favorite network airing his enemy's attack ad, he didn't just get mad, he completely lost it. We're talking full toddler mode, like when you tell a 3-year-old they can't have ice cream before dinner. His reaction wasn't your normal political "I respectfully disagree" nonsense. This was a weekend-long meltdown that spilled all over social media like orange soda on a white carpet. Trump's Truth social account basically turned into his personal tantrum zone. He posted messages demanding total loyalty from Fox, including all caps rants like, "Stop putting on the enemy." Imagine being so fragile that you can't handle your TV friends showing a 30-second ad from someone who disagrees with you. It's like he expected Fox to ask for his permission slip before airing anything that wasn't about how amazing his hair looks. This rage fest wasn't just about this one Newsom ad. Trump loses his mind whenever Fox shows even a tiny hint that they might be an actual news network instead of Trump TV. It's a pattern as predictable as his midnight toilet tweets. Remember when he did that Fox News interview right after Harris's DNC speech? The one where he mysteriously accidentally pushed random buttons on his phone during tough questions? Same Trump, different day. When he can't handle reality, he either throws a fit or pretends his phone is broken. Very presidential stuff. While Trump was busy having his digital temper tantrum, his actual campaign basically hit pause. Harris and Walz were out there meeting voters in swing states, getting big crowds excited about their ideas. Meanwhile, Trump sat at home, furiously typing with his little fingers. The Harris campaign even pointed out that Trump hasn't campaigned all week and isn't going to a single swing state this week. His priority wasn't winning an election, it was making sure Fox News knew he was mad at them. It's like skipping your job interview because the receptionist didn't compliment your tie. The timing for Trump's meltdown couldn't be worse if he planned it. Polls already show him trailing in key swing states. Every day spent ranting about Fox News is a day not spent convincing voters in Pennsylvania or Michigan to support him. But Trump can't help himself. His ego always comes before strategy. He'd rather lose an election than let a slight go unpunished. That's some serious small hand energy right there. His press conference at Mar-a-Lago, or as normal people call it, his Florida golf resort, turned into what even his own campaign people privately called a public meltdown. Instead of talking about what he'd do for Americans, Trump served up a laundry list of complaints, grievances, and falsehoods. He attacked Biden and Harris, ranted about international conflicts, and even complained about bacon prices. Yes, bacon. He also repeatedly mispronounced Kamala Harris's name, which seems less like an accident and more like that kid in 3rd grade who keeps saying your name wrong on purpose. What all this whining and crying reveals is pretty simple. Trump expects absolute loyalty from Fox and completely falls apart when they show even a tiny shred of objectivity. He doesn't want a news network, he wants a propaganda machine that never questions him. In Trump's perfect world, Fox would be 24/7 coverage of people saying how smart and handsome he is, with commercial breaks featuring only Trump-branded products. This pattern of behavior raises a much bigger question about Trump's temperament. If a 30-second ad on Fox sends him into a multi-day spiral, how would he handle actual presidential crises? Imagine Trump getting a 3 a.m. call about a foreign policy emergency, but instead of dealing with it, he spends the next 3 days tweeting about how unfair everyone is to him. National security taking a backseat to his fragile ego doesn't seem great for America. When you get right down to it, Trump's reaction to this tiny betrayal from Fox shows exactly who he is. A man who can't handle even the mildest criticism without completely falling apart. Someone who expects total devotion from everyone around him. Someone who will always put his feelings above everything else, including the country he claims to want to lead. And that should worry all of us way more than any tariff policy ever could. This whole Fox News situation shows us just how fragile Trump really is. The guy who wants to run a country can't even handle a 30-second ad without having a complete meltdown. It's like watching a house of cards collapse when someone just breathes on it. The scary part isn't just that Trump has thin skin, it's what this tells us about how he'd handle real emergencies. If an ad makes him stop campaigning for days to throw a tantrum, what happens when he faces an actual crisis? As Fox slowly backs away from being Trump's fan club, expect more Twitter fits. Nothing makes Trump madder than a friend who stops the constant worship.